Namaskar and welcome to Express News with me Deepika, and in the next 30 minutes we will bring you 100 top updates in quick 30 minutes from across the world. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Maitri Setu between India and Bangladesh today through a video conference. The Governor and the Chief Minister of Tripura were present. Video message from the Bangladesh Prime Minister was played on the occasion. Prime Minister said that the connectivity is not only strengthening the friendship between India and Bangladesh but also proving to be a strong link of business too. He informed that the entire region is being developed as a trade corridor between northeast India and Bangladesh. PM also inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of multiple infrastructure projects in Tripura. Addressing the event, the Prime Minister said that Tripura is experiencing the clear difference between the 30 years of earlier governments and the double-engine government to the last 3 years. In place of corruption and commission culture of earlier years, benefits are reaching directly in the accounts of the beneficiaries. PM also recalled that employees who were hassled over the salary on time are getting salary as per the 7th pay commission. For the first time, MSP has been decided in Tripura, where farmers used to face many problems for selling their produce. PM also noted the environment of ease of doing business in place of the earlier culture of strikes. New investments are changing the earlier scenario of closure of industry. He said exports from Tripura in terms of volume have increased 5 times. The Prime Minister said that connectivity-related infrastructure has seen tremendous improvement in the last 3 years. He cited the rapid work for the airport, sea-link for internet in Tripura, rail link and waterways in this regard. He talked of HIRA development, that is highway, highways, railways and airways for Tripura. The Prime Minister dwelled on the benefits of double-engine governments. He pointed out that the states where there is no double-engine government are witnessing non-implementation of very slow progress of schemes for strengthening the poor farmers and women. He asserted the double-engine government is working to strengthen Tripura. Prime Minister Narendra Modi releases 11 volumes of manuscripts with commentaries by 21 scholars on shlokas of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. President Ramnath Kovind has expressed grief over the extremely tragic fire accident at a building in Kolkata. In a tweet, he said, "Pain beyond words by the extremely tragic fire accident at a building in Kolkata. My deep sympathy and condolences for the bereaved families. I wish for speedy recovery of the injured." The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief over the loss of lives due to the fire tragedy in Kolkata. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said, "Saddened by the loss of lives due to the fire tragedy in Kolkata, in this hour of sadness, my thoughts are with the bereaved families. May the injured recover at the earliest." Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan today said that Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has been trying to duck questions posed by Union Home Minister Amit Shah and is putting some irrelevant issues before the public. Muralidharan said that the Kerala CM should respond to questions asked by Amit Shah regarding his relation with Swapna Suresh, prime accused in gold smuggling case. The Prime Minister also approved an ex gratia of ₹2 lakh each from PM-NRF for the next of kin of those who have lost their lives due to the tragic fire in Kolkata. ₹50,000 would be given to those seriously injured. The railway has launched a high-level inquiry into the massive fire that broke out on the 13th floor of the new Kolkata building of the Eastern Railway on Strand Road in Kolkata last evening. 9 people were killed in the incident. Union INB Minister Prakash Javadekar has said that government is ready for talks with the opposition parties over every issue in the parliament. Union Minister Giriraj Singh today took a dig at Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for his remark over Fisheries Ministry. Speaking in the Lok Sabha, the Union Minister said he does not know if Rahul Gandhi's memory failed when he made a remark on the country having no separate Fisheries Ministry. Today was the last day for filing nominations for the first phase of assembly elections in West Bengal and Assam. Nomination papers will be screened tomorrow. Names can be withdrawn by 12th of March. In this phase, elections will be held in 30 constituencies of West Bengal and 47 constituencies of Assam on the 27th of the same month. India has recorded a significant achievement in its countrywide COVID-19 vaccination drive, which was rolled out from 16th of January 2021. More than 2 million vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. As on day 52 of the vaccination drive, 2,90,723 vaccine doses were given, out of which 17,15,380 beneficiaries were vaccinated across 28,884 sessions for first dose, and 3,04,343 HCWs and FLWs received second dose of vaccine. More than 2.3 CR vaccination doses have been administered through 4,05,517 sessions as per the provisional report till 7 a.m. today. Maharashtra, Kerala, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Karnataka continue to report a surge in the COVID daily new cases. 6 states cumulatively account for 84.04% of the new cases reported in the past 24 hours. 15,388 new cases were registered in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra has reported the highest daily new cases at 8,744. Maharashtra is followed by Kerala with 1,412, while Punjab reported 1,229 new cases. India's total active case load has reached 1,87,462 today. India's present active case load now stands at 1.67% of India's total positive cases. 4 states, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura, did not report any new COVID cases. 3 states, Maharashtra, Punjab and Kerala, reported over 1,000 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Over 7.4 lakh samples were tested for COVID-19 yesterday, taking the number of total samples tested so far to over 22 crores. This was informed by the Indian Council of Medical Research. India continued to lead in assisting the countries under its Vaccine Maitri initiative amid the coronavirus pandemic. Made in India vaccines have arrived in Jamaica. Also contributing to Central America's fight against COVID-19, Belize received Made in India vaccines. The Indian benchmark equity indices ended Tuesday's volatile session higher, led by gains in private banks, IT and financial services stocks. The Sensex ended 58.41 points higher at 51,025.48, while the Nifty gained 142.20 points to close at 15,098.40. Gold traded marginally higher on Tuesday after closing lower in the previous session. Gold futures on the multi-commodity exchange rose by rupees 308 or 0.7% to rupees 44,526 per 10 grams. Silver futures also shine on Tuesday with the rise of rupees 906 or 1.38% to reach rupees 66,758 per kg. The rupee appreciated by 18 paise to 73.07 against the US dollar in opening trade on Tuesday, supported by positive domestic equities. Crude oil prices rose by rupees 11 to rupees 4,780 per barrel on Tuesday as participants widened their positions on firm spot demand. On the multi-commodity exchange, crude oil for March delivery traded higher by rupees 11 at rupees 4,780 per barrel in 4,714 lots. GST compensation shortfall to states reaches rupees 1.06 lakh crore. This is 96% of the total due to the state governments. The Ministry of Finance has released the 19th weekly installment of rupees 2,104 crore to the states on Monday to meet the GST compensation shortfall. Total vehicle retail sales in the month of February dipped 13.43% on year, according to the vehicle registration data released by the industry body Federation of Automobile Dealers Associations of India. Passenger vehicles showed double-digit growth at 10.59%. The sugar production in the country during the current sugar season 2020-2021 is estimated to be at 310 lakh metric tons, as against the estimated domestic consumption of 260 lakh MT. As on February 28, 2021, 222 lakh MT of sugar has been produced by the domestic sugar mills. Greensill Capital has filed for insolvency after losing insurance coverage for its debt repackaging business and said in its court filing that its largest client, GFG Alliance, had started to default on its debts. Greensill began to unravel the case when its main insurer stopped providing credit insurance on $4.1 billion of debt in portfolios. The Dow climbed on Monday, led by stocks poised to benefit the most from an economic rebound. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 305.61 points to 31,801.91. The S&P 500 lost 20.72 points to 3,821.22, and the Nasdaq Composite dropped 310.99 points to 12,609.16. Over 11 crore 77 lakh people have contracted COVID-19 globally. Global recoveries is more than 9 crore 34 lakhs so far. The COVID-19 has claimed over 26 lakh 12,000 lives worldwide. The US continues to remain worst affected from COVID-19. The House of US Representative Speaker said that the House will take up the Senate version of the sweeping $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief package by Wednesday. US Center for Disease Control and Prevention released new guidelines for people fully vaccinated against COVID-19. According to the new guidelines, fully vaccinated people can safely visit other vaccinated people and small groups of unvaccinated people in some circumstances, but there are still important safety precautions needed. Brazil's government has pressed Pfizer Inc. for earlier delivery of COVID-19 vaccines as a deadly second wave of cases adds urgency to a vaccine rollout. Peru has begun the massive task of vaccinating its millions of residents over 60 against the COVID-19. The first person to be inoculated was 104-year-old Maria Ikodoka Arya. Netherlands extended evening curfew till March 30th. World Health Organization's top emergency expert Mike Ryan said that some countries should have listened more carefully when the World Health Body declared a global health emergency in January 2020. Israel's L.I. Airlines launched a pilot program at its Tel Aviv airport check-in counters yesterday to test unvaccinated passengers for COVID-19 before allowing them to board a non-stop flight to New York. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari had his first COVID-19 vaccine shot as part of a bid to boost public confidence in the inoculation campaign. Indonesia has approved AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine for emergency use. Indonesia has received 1.1 million doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine through the COVAX facility. The United Kingdom has reiterated that agricultural reform laws are a domestic matter of India and that security forces in a democracy have the right to enforce law and order. U.S. State Department spokesman Ned Price said on Monday that the Houthis must demonstrate willingness to engage in a political process to achieve peace in Yemen after the group claimed responsibility for drone and missile attacks on Saudi Arabia. Brazilian Supreme Court has annulled the criminal convictions against former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, restoring his right to seek the presidency again. The death toll from a series of explosions at a military barracks in Equatorial Guinea has soared to 98. In Colombia, according to Environment Minister Carlos Eduardo Correa, the South American country is targeting a 30% reduction in deforestation during President Ivan Duque's term, which ends in August 2022. Ahead of the trial of the police officer accused of killing George Floyd, Floyd's sister made an emotional plea for justice. Jury selection in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin for the death of Floyd was delayed until at least Tuesday night. The delay came as the judge awaits an appeal court's decision on whether a new murder charge can be added. Chauvin is accused of second-degree unintentional murder and manslaughter in the 25th death of Floyd. The maximum sentence is of 40 years. In a condo for sale in the Jamaica Plain neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts, a porcelain throne sits for all to see an open-concept bathroom. The bathroom is in an open space on the ground floor with no walls or doors, with porch windows facing directly into the bathroom. A frosted glass separates the toilet from the bathroom sink. 46 mushers and their teams of huskies dashed off into the Alaska wilderness in a socially distant start to the annual Iditarod Trail sled dog race, embarking on a course drastically altered by the pandemic. Californian ladies marked the International Women's Day by surfing away pandemic blues on their boogie boards. Ranging between the age of 40 to 95, some of the women have been riding the surf together for more than 20 years. Geneva's magnificent 129-year-old famous water fountain, Jet d'Eau, the fountain lit in the blue and pink to mark the International Women's Day yesterday evening. Dance music lovers in Amsterdam were offered a short relief from COVID-19 lockdown as they were treated to their first live show in over a year by Dutch DJs while serving as guinea pigs in a research project. A total of 1,300 people were allowed at a carefully orchestrated test event in Amsterdam's biggest music hall, dancing to the tunes of Dutch DJs Sonny James, Ryan Marciano and Sam Felt. Fed up with people throwing litter on the ground in the COVID-19 pandemic, Paris street sweeper Ludovic Franschet has taken to a video sharing app to spread his message. It says, "Put your trash in a garbage can." The 45-year-old has become an unlikely youth culture hit in France with time-lapse videos of him sweeping up piles of trash, dancing and making heartfelt appeals to people to keep the planet clean. Behind Tayyav's the Myral's olive groves in southwest Turkey lies a vast grey expanse stripped bare by a coal mine eating into the rolling hillside. Determined to save her land and village, the Myral has single-handedly taken on the operators. Last month, she won a court case against the expansion of the mine towards her village, but the Myral fears her 6-acre property is still under threat. Drone footage captured the heartwarming moment when lambs were reunited with ewes for suckling at a farm in Turkey's southeast province of Diyarbakir. Lambs are usually separated from ewes after birth and are allowed to reunite for their mothers twice a day for suckling for the first 3 months. A 23-year-old Jordanian henna artist is taking the traditional art form to a new level, using the brown paste-like material to paint canvases instead of hands. Balkis Al-Abadi developed her own signature style on the usage of henna and has so far painted 10 works of art. A Lebanese man was left dancing with delight after he received his first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. George Latif was videoed by his daughter Denise after he received the vaccine by singing, "I got rid of Corona." The 86-year-old, who has 2 children and 4 grandchildren, has been staying indoors since March last year. Frida Kahlo's home reopened to visitors in Mexico City after weeks of lockdown to prevent the spread of COVID-19 infections. Kahlo's Casa Azul, or the Blue House in English, is the artist's former residence. It is one of the capital's most popular tourist attractions, paying homage to Kahlo's life and works. Buenos Aires is easing restrictions as the historic Colón Theatre reopens for the first time in a year. But in Brazil, Sao Paulo state imposed a partial lockdown. It's a night and day in South America as Argentina and neighboring Brazil march to the beat of a different drum. For the past decade, rancher Masami Yoshiwasa has guarded irradiated cattle against a government cull order that came in the wake of the deadly earthquake and tsunami that hit Japan, causing explosions and meltdowns at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear station. Yoshizawa looks after 233 animals at his ranch of Hope as a protest against the central government and as a living reminder of how life was upended by the 2011 disaster. South Africa's Rafalwe Ledwaba does not let anything, even gravity, hold her down. Ledwaba is the country's first black female helicopter pilot, a feat she accomplished despite growing up in apartheid South Africa with 6 siblings and a single mother. Now a certified flight instructor, she has run her foundation Girls Fly program in Africa, training hundreds of young women. Everyone loves pizza, but in Tunisia, you can find a slice for everyone, including those who love gold and can afford it. Italian restaurant L'Antica Pizzeria The Pietro has invented a 360 USD pizza covered with luxury foods and edible gold leaf, a prestigious creation that integrates the world of luxury. R. Ashwin wins ICC Men's Player of the Month award for stellar show against England, whereas England Test captain Joe Root and West Indies Test debutant Kyle Mayers were nominated alongside Ashwin for this honour. Indian women's team registers victory against South Africa by 9 wickets in the second ODI to level the 5-match series by 1-1 in Lucknow on Tuesday. Smriti Mandhana became the first ever batter to smash 10 consecutive 5+ scorers in one-day internationals while chasing. India women's team to play test match against England this year, says BCCI Secretary Jay Shah. The Indian team last played a test match more than 6 years ago. India will play their inaugural World Test Championship final against New Zealand at Southampton's Asia's Ball Stadium from June 18 to 22. Fast bowler Jofra Archer has started bowling in the nets and is not feeling any pain in the injured elbow. Archer bowled both on Sunday and Monday in the nets according to the reports and may pass the fitness test according to few reports in the English media. Indian men's hockey team ended their tour of Europe with a 3-2 win against Great Britain. Harmanpreet Singh's and Mandeep Singh's goal helped India to remain undefeated on the tour. The IOC president's spokesperson Mark Adams said the decision on whether international spectators will be allowed at Olympics will be decided in late March. In archery, Atanu Das and Deepika Kumari will be the first Indian couple to take part in the same event in upcoming Olympic Games, as both recurve archers earn their tickets to the Tokyo Games after the 3-day final selection trials that concluded at Army Sports Institute in Pune. Juventus and FC Porto are all set to clash again in the second leg of last 16 of UEFA Champions League at Allianz Stadium. Juventus will be looking forward to overturn a first leg defeat, while Porto is aiming to repeat the history. Germany coach Joachim Löw will step down after this year's European Championship, bringing forward his previous plan to quit after the next World Cup. In a crucial contest in the race for Championship League qualification, Chelsea consolidated fourth spot in the Premier League while Kai Havertz made decisive contributions in either half as Chelsea proved a cut above their resurgent top four rivals. In second leg of last 16 of UEFA Champions League, Borussia Dortmund will take on Sevilla as the West Feldstone. Novak Djokovic was treated to a video projection display across Belgrade's City Hall after eclipsing Roger Federer's all-time record for most weeks as the men's world #1. Phil Mickelson has fallen outside the top 100 of the official world golf ranking for the first time in 28 years. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle on Sunday gave their first major TV interview since stepping back from the British royal family a few years ago. The interview dominated the conversation on social media. The hashtag Harry and Meghan on Oprah and hashtag Abolish Monarchy was among the top 5 trending items worldwide on Twitter. Buckingham Palace has not yet responded to the tell-all television interview in which Meghan, the wife of Prince Harry, accused Britain's royal family of racism. Meanwhile, Britain's Duchess of Cambridge spoke with the youngest female to row solo across the Atlantic, Jasmine Harrison, in an online interview for International Women's Day. Harrison had completed the journey from the Canary Islands in 70 days, 3 hours and 48 minutes. 100 years since Charlie Chaplin directed and starred in his first feature-length film, The Kid. Some of the silent comic's best-known movies are being restored to be released in cinemas worldwide. The Gold Rush, City Lights, The Circus, Modern Times and The Great Dictator will soon be released in theatres. Drake takes viewers on a tour of Toronto in the music video for new single What's Next. The track is the lead single of the Canadian rapper's 3-track EP Scary Hours 2. I Need You to Hold On sings Justin Bieber in new single which features actress Christine Koh in the music video. Hold On is from Bieber's 6th album Justice, which is out on March 19th. Christian Dior gave Little Red Riding an edgy makeover for its latest collection on Monday as it filled the runway with hooded capes and recreated a moonlit scene under the glinting chandeliers of the Versailles Palace Hall of Mirrors. Landman's Bruno Cialalai created a joyful video that nodded to the MTV era in lieu of a traditional runway show that was revealed on Monday. Filmed almost entirely in Paris' Shangri-La Hotel, the video recreates Rich Girl by singer Gwen Stefani featuring rapper Eve. Givenchy presented its latest collection that contrasts oversized ensembles to sheer tops and dresses as part of the virtual Paris Fashion Week. The collection aims to exude a mix of lavishness and austerity together with the imperfect beauty of humanity. Italian fashion house Versace splashed graphic print all over its design for its fall line. Designer Donatella Versace reworked the brand's Grisa motif into a geometric pattern, a dynamic and immersive 3D maze for her women's wear and men's wear creations. And that's it in this edition of Express News. We'll be more with latest updates tomorrow evening. Stay tuned for more and thank you for watching.
जल्दी करो यार प्लीज जल्दी
दूसरा कोई मैच है क्या?